Hi, this is Mad Jen with Mad as Heck, Moms and Dads Associated Society, helping to educate conservative constitutionalists. Thanks for watching. Today I need to talk about something that's very serious, folks. Something that's becoming more and more serious as time goes on, and something that we just can't deny anymore. We can't deny it and we can't ignore it. We have to talk about it, and we have to not just talk about it once, we have to continually talk about it. And that's what we need to talk about is what happened in Benghazi, Libya, on September 11, 2012. Now, I did a short, brief little thing about it when it first happened, but you know what? It's been a month and a half now, going on 2 months. And the more we learn, the more we realize that there was some criminal malfeasance going on with what happened in Benghazi. Our president left our men vulnerable, and 4 Americans died as a result. And it's time for all of us, not just conservatives, but all of us to be very angry about this, because you know what? Chris Stevens, from all accounts that I've heard, was a gay man. And so I don't understand why the LGBT movement hasn't become outraged that our president had left a gay man in a place where there were notably many terrorist cells who love to do horrible things to gay people, and just left him there without hardly any security after 13 requests for heightened security were denied. Okay, so there's a lot of back and forth between the State Department, the CIA, and the White House on who's to blame here. But the president said that he gave the order immediately after this to go in and secure the place, but it didn't happen. So I'm going to read to you a letter, and once again I should have printed it up, but my printer's not working, so I'm going to have to read it off the computer here. This letter was written by Representative McCune, and he wrote this to the White House, and I think it brings up some really good points that we all need to consider. And so anyway, this was written on October 29th, just a couple days ago. And it says, "Dear Mr. President, I noted with interest your interview with Kyle Clark on October 26, in which you stated in reference to whether or not any requests for help from U.S. personnel under attack in Benghazi were denied. Well, we are finding out exactly what happened. I can tell you, as I've said over the last couple of months since this happened, the minute I found out what was happening, the minute he found out, I gave 3 very clear directives. Number 1, make sure that we are securing our personnel and doing whatever we need to," emphasis added. That was in the letter. "Although this response did not specifically answer the reporter's question, your first directive would appear to involve potential actions by the U.S. military. Since you personally provided this directive, I have a series of additional questions that I am confident you can answer in advance of the conclusion of any formal investigation. There appears to be a discrepancy between your directive and the actions taken by the Department of Defense. As we are painfully aware, despite the fact that military had resources in the area, the military did not deploy any assets to secure U.S. personnel in Benghazi during the hours the consulate and the annex were under attack. I find it implausible that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the commander of the U.S. Africa Command, and the commander of U.S. European Command would have ignored a direct order from the commander-in-chief. Therefore, could you please clarify? Bullet point 1. To whom did you issue the first directive, and how was this directive communicated to the military and other agencies, verbally or in writing? 2. At any time on September 11, 2012, did you specifically direct the military to move available assets into Libya to ensure the safety of U.S. personnel in Benghazi? If so, which assets did you order to Libya? 3. At any time on September 11, 2012, other than ISR assets, did you provide the authority for the military to take any and all necessary measures to secure U.S. personnel, including specifically the authority to enter Libyan airspace? 4. Did you have any communication with the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, or any commanders of regional combatant commands regarding military support to U.S. personnel in Benghazi on September 11th? If so, could you please describe any recommendations provided to you regarding available military support and any orders you gave to them? Thank you for your prompt attention to these matters. Members of the Committee on Armed Services are keenly concerned that any breakdown in communication that may have occurred not be repeated. Given your stated interest in transparency and sharing all relevant information with the American people and the families of our fallen, I am hopeful you can promptly address these questions. Let's see if these questions become addressed by the Obama administration. You can keep track of this on the Armed Services Committee website, which is armedservices.house.gov. There's a lot of good stuff going on that website, so keep track of it. But anyway, sorry about that. So in response to the fact that we are not getting answers, that we're waiting for some investigation, which is probably not going to be concluded until, let me guess, after the election. Yeah. I think it's time that we, the people, stand up and we say enough. I'm tired of waiting on Congress to drag their butts around and get this stuff like Fast and Furious and the Fast and Furious and this whole thing going on in Benghazi. I'm tired of waiting for them to go through the painstakingly slow process. The American people needs to speed this process up. We need to start organizing. We need to start protesting. We need to start telling people, hey, we need to stand in front of the news station and saying, you know what, you're not going to let this drop. We, the people, demand answers from our government, why they allowed our Americans to die, why they were not given security, why they were not given help during the thing that happened, why are the family members no longer getting any answers from the government. We, the people, need to start protesting. So I am organizing with Conservative Call to Action, my other organization. I'm organizing a nationwide protest. I expect and hope that everybody will show up at either news stations or their state capitals or any kind of arm of government in their city, and you stand in front and you protest and you say, we demand answers. You hold up signs that say, we demand the answers. What happened in Benghazi, we need to know. And we need to do this until we get the answers, or until Congress decides to speed the process up and make sure that they get the answers quickly. Because people are dead, folks, because of criminal malfeasance on the part of the Obama administration, or the CIA, or the State Department, or all three. And if we don't make an issue out of this, then it's only going to continue to happen, these sort of events. It doesn't matter if Romney gets in, because you know what? He's not going to be there forever, folks. Maybe 8 years at the most. And what's going to happen after Romney? We could get somebody worse than Obama. We have to stand up now. So go to my Facebook page, Conservative Call to Action. I've got a Facebook event that you can join and invite all your friends to. I'm going to be out in my local community holding signs and protesting from now until I decide that it's time to stand down. But it's not going to be time to stand down anytime soon. I hope you'll join me. Please share this with everybody you know, because I want the whole nation involved. Because it's time we do something about the crap that we've been putting up with for far too long. Voting is not going to cut it when it comes to Benghazi. It absolutely will not. So with that, folks, I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll go to my website, or website's not up yet, but I hope you'll go to my Facebook page and you'll join the event. You'll share it with all your friends, and you'll get out there and you'll let them know that we are not going to take it anymore. We've had enough. You have crossed the line way back a long time ago, and it's time that we draw a second line that you've already crossed. You've crossed a second line, and we're not going to put up with it. I'm not going to put up with it. I'll be out there, folks. I hope you'll join me. With that, long live the Republic. It will not live if you don't make it happen. See you next time. God bless.